Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and welcome back to Marvel Future Revolution. In this video, we have a massive update coming. We have the first dev note we're going to go ahead and dive into, and there is a ton of information here with new regions, new game modes, just a ton of stuff. And I have to apologize, it's been a week or so since I put a video out. My wife and I have been on vacation. I'll talk about that here in just a minute. But first, before we dive into all of this, if you're just now finding this channel and you want to stay up to date with everything Marvel Future Revolution, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out. All right, and welcome back. So, yes, my wife and I, we've been on vacation. For those of you who don't know, we live in Seattle. We drove down to California, down to Disneyland, had a great time there, and then drove up the California, Oregon, and Washington coast. Had a blast. If you're curious and you want to see what we were up to, go ahead and jump on over to my Instagram. I've been posting pictures. I still have some new ones to post, but yeah, if you're interested, go ahead and check that out. All right, let's talk about this game. Over the last week or so, a ton of things have happened, so I want to start with the most recent information, and that's this dev note. This first one that we got, this was just put out the other day. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. One thing that I've really enjoyed about this game, I've enjoyed the different play styles of the different heroes. I've enjoyed the fact that the devs are keeping a close eye on the game and making good changes. I don't think any change really has been very bad. There's give and take with every balance change that comes. We just had a recent update on the 15th. That did some balance changes, one specifically with Star-Lord and with Captain America, which I thought those balance changes were good and needed for those characters. But yeah, lots of stuff going on, and they've got a lot of stuff planned, so it really makes me excited for the future of this game and what else they have planned, because this is just a small piece, and the game has only been out for, what, 3 weeks? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. First, they're just expressing their gratitude, saying thank you for everybody who's jumped into the game, played the game, and enjoyed the game. The game's doing very well review-wise. There's a ton of reviews. It's scoring around 4.7 out of 5, which as of the last time I looked at it, which was a couple days ago. But it's doing very well, and everyone I talk to really enjoys the game. I think everybody kind of has their the things they really enjoy about the game and things that they wish would change a little bit. And again, the devs keeping a close eye on everything I think is great. Right now they're talking about what we have coming up that isn't in the game yet. So we've got some new stuff to discuss. We have new territory, Dark Domain Part 1. Now this looks to be an extension of the storyline, and along with it we have a level cap increase. Now typically, so this game to me plays very similar to an MMO. And playing World of Warcraft and other MMOs for years. I enjoy that kind of play style and what they've done with this game. So let's take a look. As far as level cap goes, they don't discuss how many levels we're going to get added. Typically in MMOs, you see anywhere between 5 and 10 levels. For this game here, we may see anywhere between 10 and 20 levels. Not sure. So just kind of, drawing on some of that experience that I've had over the years, what we might be able to expect. If it goes too much higher than 20, then I think that's just too much, especially since this game has only been out for 3 weeks and we've only got 2 additional regions coming in. Speaking of, we've got Twisted Border and Land of the Exile, which, look at this, where agents will confront the Eater of Souls as well as the Lord of Dark Dimension, Dormammu. Very cool. Not only that, but look at this. Land of the Exile is the bordering area of Netherworld, ruled by the Hell Lord Mephisto. We've got some major players coming into this game. Not that we didn't already with Thanos and everything, but we've got some great characters coming into this game. Some long, rich history in the comics. So it's very cool to see them come in and see kind of what's going to happen there. So that'll be pretty cool. They also say, hope to enjoy the additions of the new cast, exciting events and things that are coming, which we're going to see. But they also say there are still many regions in Primary Earth that have not yet been introduced. So we have many more regions. And again, in typical MMO fashion, whenever a major update comes out, they will add additional regions, they'll add additional levels, they'll add additional gear so that you can start building your way back up so you can get up to where you need to be for that next launched region. Now, typically, these types of things come out once a year. Since this is a mobile game, we may see it more frequently. Not really sure. But the fact that we already have new regions and a level cap coming out, and we are only 3 weeks after launch, that's exciting, and I'm really looking forward to that. Well, I think really it's important as well because you have a lot of people that just will max level fast. and then they sit up there at the top kind of getting bored, and then they go off into other games. The fact that they're already teasing this, although we don't have dates, they're already teasing this information, gives those of us who are sitting with some maxed characters already, some maxed heroes, that we can continue to work on them and get them ready for that new content that's coming out. And then, continue to work on all of our alts. So I think it's great. I think it's great for the longevity of the game, and I think it's great for keeping people interested in the game as well. So we got some cool stuff there. This is really cool. So we have a new Blitz coming, Chain of Abyss. Now this one here, the Dark Dimension Corps, led by the Lord of Chaos Dormammu, have exposed their plans to invade Primary Earth. Agents have been called to defeat the powerful core. One thing I like about this, check this out, Dormammu transforms for up to 3 stages, and his combat style will have very different patterns from each previous Blitz boss. Again, going back to MMOs, it's very cool to kind of see these stage type fights. But another thing here, check this out. It says the heroes who have to face him must avoid deadly attacks while constantly moving from different spaces. So just those coordinated attacks and everything that you need to do and set up with your team, especially when you first go into some of these new, like think of MMO raids and things like that, where there's different mechanics that have to happen in order for you to beat the boss, whether you're tripping levers or you're standing in specific spots. I think that is very cool, and I think that's awesome coming into this game, especially just being an MMO fan. It's great to see those kinds of things. Dodge the mighty thorns thrown by Dormammu through the dimensional tears and challenge yourself to this new Blitz. So that's some great stuff. We have a new Blitz coming. I'm very excited for that. The let's see, we're at what, 420k power level for Maestro. So I'm curious what the power level is going to be for this. For Ultimate Raids, it's what, 540k, somewhere around there. So I wonder if it'll be somewhere between 420 and 540, or if we're going to be going into a Blitz that's much higher. It doesn't really seem feasible. No, well, not necessarily feasible, but it just doesn't seem like it'll go that route. So with a 420 Blitz for Maestro, maybe we'll see somewhere in the 500 range, low 500 range. For that one. So just something to keep in mind, just some thoughts that I had. All right, next we have a new epic invasion game mode here, Mad Titan. Now this one is very cool. This is this one here, this is a Thanos of another dimension, which right here it says incomparable to the Thanos we faced before, is back to conquer Primary Earth. This guy is supposed to be much stronger than the Thanos that we've already faced in the game. It consists of 5 difficulty levels, and its bosses are more powerful and dangerous than any of those that we've experienced in the game so far. This is going to be end game content. So once you hit level 100, you beat the storyline, possibly even once you've mastered the ult raids, then that's what you're going to need to do to prepare yourself for this. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Epic Invasion will begin 2 weeks after the update, after the new update. So something to keep in mind there. This is fast approaching. I hear it's going to be sometime in September. So we'll see kind of what happens there. This is going to be very cool, very fun. They don't give us any information as far as what to expect here. It seems like it could be kind of a horde mode. You defeat waves of enemies, and then you have a boss, waves of enemies, and then another boss, possibly. So we'll see kind of what that looks like. It says, moving on to improvements to the game. All right, so let's take a look at this. We have continued hero balance improvements. This is one thing that I really like to see. Some of the, if you take a look at the different heroes. Now, one thing about MMOs is you have a cast of characters, and no character is really better than the other. It really depends on kind of what your playstyle is and what the strengths of each one of those characters and heroes are, and I think they've done a fairly good job with the hero balancing here. There's been, I think, some work with Cap and Star-Lord is needed. We just recently had a patch that did some balancing with those two, and I think those were much needed. But they're constantly taking a look at that. They understand that it's a sensitive topic, because one thing that you don't want to do is overbalance somebody, and then especially a hero that you play most and you've invested so many resources and hours into, and now the changes that they've made to that hero just that hero doesn't operate the way that you're familiar with and doesn't maybe do as well as you thought. So they understand it's a sensitive topic. They're very cautious with any adjustments that they make, and they understand that some agents' frustration with the delayed reaction with some of these heroes that might be a little less appealing to play, like Star-Lord. I like Star-Lord. I like him a lot. I think his kit is great. I think his playstyle is great. He's just not up there with some of the other heroes when it comes to damage dealing or PvP, things like that. So just continued hero balance improvements. Let's see, Blitz reward count improvement. So this is cool. So the current reward count for Blitz is 3 times for each kind. But they're going to change that system to have an overall reward count for all blitzes. So it's going to shorten significant and repetitive play so the agents can focus on acquiring battle badges that match their current levels. So rather than having to play through every single blitz 3 times, it seems like they're going to put a max number of times you can play blitz. So maybe it's 10. Maybe they say, all right, you're going to be able to play blitz 10 times. It doesn't matter which one you play. If you're on Maestro, you can play Maestro 10 times, call it good. It seems like that's the route that they're going. I like that, because it allows us to just select the blitz that we need, like they're saying here, the blitz that we need, so we can farm the badges that we need, rather than farming level 20 badges that nobody uses anymore. All right, blitz reward count improvement as well. That one we just talked about, but certain content, reward policy adjustment, revival improvement in content where party play is recommended, such as blitz and raid. If a hero hit points hits 0, at the end of the session, rewards cannot be claimed. So now this is cool, because there are plenty of times where I go into Blitz or if I go into Raid and I'm going in there and you've got people that just die. Now I will typically spend crystals to revive so I can help complete that Blitz or that Raid, unless we just go down in the very beginning and then I just leave and I'll come back. This is going to help reduce some of that, because you're going to have people who are going to die and just sit around until you take out the boss, and then they're going to get the rewards when they really didn't do anything. So I do like this. But the other thing I do like here, down here, is they're going to change the revive cost, at least the currency, from crystals to gold. Don't know what that cost is going to be. They say it's going to be a reasonable rate. I like that much better. Gold is much easier to farm than crystals. So I do like that, and I think that will at least get people to revive themselves to help finish off that battle. That, and the fact that you don't get any rewards if you're dead, then that's going to be much better. I think it'll be a much better player experience as well. In addition, if an agent does not revive for a certain amount of time after reaching 0, the agent will automatically exit from the content. So they're not going to stand around. We don't know kind of what that timer looks like, but you're going to have a specific amount of time to res or get booted, and then you can go back in. So I like that. I think just for the player experience in the game, the blitzes and the raids, I think are going to be much more enjoyable when you don't have people just dying and hanging out. Improvements for lack of gold. So they're trying to come up with ways to help infuse gold into the game a little bit without going overboard. So right now we currently have a blitz event where you're doing a blitz, you get 30,000 gold event, extra gold. That's not really a lot, especially when you're spending 100,000 and more on increasing your skill levels. Especially when you have so many skill levels to increase after you hit level 100, and you go through 4, 5, 6 million gold just like that. So they're looking for ways to be able to steady that a little bit, so we're not so starved for gold, because gold and even Convergium now, once you hit the higher end of the game, really become very rare and labor intensive. I'll say that, labor intensive to farm both Convergium and gold. Not to mention the regional materials you need to craft your regional gear. So we're looking forward to that right there. We have Dark Zone changes coming. Dark Zone will be changed to allow agents to acquire XP in the Dark Zone, which is nice. In order to fight Mad Titan Thanos from Epic Invasion, agents are required to get stronger and can acquire experience by defeating any villain in the Dark Zone. So that's pretty interesting. So this, in order to fight Mad Titan Thanos in that Epic Invasion. So that'll be cool. And then in addition, Dark Zone Channel 3 will change to a channel where PvP won't be available. I really like this. So Dark Zone, this is a PvE/PvP area where you go in, and it just reminds me of, again, MMOs where you can go to a PvP server or you can go to a PvE server. If you want to be able to go and just out into the world and not just get attacked on at a moment's notice, then you're going to go to a PvE server. Or if you want open world PvP, which is fun for some people as well, then you can go ahead and go to a PvP server. Now, recently, there's mechanics in MMOs now where you can toggle the PvP and PvE on and off. I think in a mobile game, that's probably challenging. But this is great. This is where you can go into the Dark Zone. You don't have to worry about getting griefed by these alliances that are just uber and just take people out. That has been a huge frustration since this game started. Even back in soft launch, it was a huge frustration. So the fact that we are going to have a PvE Dark Zone, I think is absolutely phenomenal. So that was a great move by the devs. Omega War matchmaking improvement. So working on that, making more matchmaking groups will be separated according to hero level for a more even playing field, which I think is great. Fight the Omega Wars in a fairer environment and seek chances to turn the game around. So that's some cool stuff there as well. We got skill preset change improvement. I like this also because you have the opportunity to create different skills. So you have three slots to create your skill set. Your to plot whatever skills, right? So I have 2 slotted. I have one specifically for bosses and for bosses and farming, and then I have one for PvP. And then I can swap back and forth. But in order to swap back and forth, you got to go into the menu, you got to go to hero, you got to go to skills, and then you got to swap. They are going to bring that to the front screen right here, presets directly from the main hub, which I think is great. It says, however, changing these skill presets during battle may cause unexpected errors, so changes are only possible out of combat. The dev team is ultimately looking for ways to allow this to happen during combat. But I think this is great. Again, on the HUD, swap back and forth. It's just an easy thing to do. So that is awesome. Optimization improvements here regardless. Yeah, regarding the heat generated by extended gameplay, my phone turns into a hand warmer when I play this game. It's insane. So they're trying to further optimize that so that really comes down. There's also the battery issue. It drains my battery like crazy. I can plug my phone in and charge while I'm playing, and I can still see the battery drain even though it's plugged in. It's crazy. As some of you may already know, we're also preparing a new hero magic. Before we get to that, to add on to these, we'll be bringing new events and other quality of life improvements to the update, so please give us your opinion on these developments. So we got some cool stuff there. All right, so we have that is awesome. That is massive with everything that we got going on. Let's talk about magic. We have a new character coming to the game. We have a new hero right here. We don't know when. Now, an article that I had read, now it's been a couple months, says that we'll have a new character by the end of this year. So between now and December, we're going to see magic. We'll probably see magic before December. We'll see. But I think this is great. One thing I like about Magic is she has a different combat style than the current heroes that we have in the game. And I think when it comes to this game, the more diverse you can make the combat styles, the better. So they may be looking for heroes to add to the game that doesn't repeat the combat style of other heroes that are currently in the game. So that's probably why they went with Magic. It also tends to fit with the content coming into the game, which I think is great. So we'll see kind of what her kit looks like and everything. But as far as the combat style, if you take a look at Captain Marvel and Iron Man, to me at least, their combat styles are pretty similar. So it's nice to have that diversity of combat style so that you're not kind of playing the same character, it seems. So that's very cool. They also have this right here, this new hero survey notice, which I think is great. If you click on that, you go into here. And they just want to get your feedback here. We'd like to hear all of our agents' opinions in Marvel Future Revolution's first new heroes. We've prepared a reward for all agents who participate in the survey. So it's always good to have a reward, right? Magic uses a huge soul sword. So if you're not familiar with her, she's Colossus' sister. Magic uses a huge soul sword and is expected to show her unique skills in battle. But what is the magic that our agents have envisioned? So that's kind of cool to kind of give us some, allow us to give some information on how we think Magic should operate in the game. So I don't know if Magic's at a point where they can go ahead and tailor that. I think that's fantastic to give the community some say or at least an opinion on how this new hero would function in the game. That's freaking phenomenal. Again, just a lot of fun. She's a mutant, so the mutant master of mystic arts and shield wielding. All right, so that is what we have there. New Hero Magic Survey Notice. Here's the period of time in which you can enter your information. And then it just talks about here additional information there, so you can go ahead and take a look at that. So again, a massive update, a lot of cool things coming to the game. I'm sorry it's taken so long to get another video out, but I did want to make sure we got this information out. This just came out 2 days ago, again, as of the recording of this video. Very excited. What are you most excited for, and what do you hope to see in future updates? And what are your thoughts about Magic? All right, everybody, that's what I had for you. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.